I would like for you to hear from her as well. I do want to tell you a little bit first. So this is Erin Vandiver, and if you're not familiar with her, she is not just a two-time Olympic team coach, but she's the head coach at Gannon University as well, and she's also heading up the team here at Erie Sports Center. So she's hitting so many pockets of the community. I'm going to bring her up today so she can share a little bit more with you.
Thank you, Tracy. Yes, it's wonderful to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm glad Troy broke the ice, because we may get emotional, right? Just again, hello and welcome. My name is Erin Vandiver. I am the head women's wrestling coach at Gannon University and director of women's wrestling here at the Erie Sports Center. Today we have gathered to celebrate women in sport. The women we know, the women we love, and the women who inspire us. The reason I am here before you is simple. My life was changed to the sport of wrestling. It has provided me with friends for life, an incredible work ethic, countless life lessons, a family, and a career. Today we recognize and celebrate all that sport has brought into our lives, and all the ways it can mold someone into a person of character. My journey that brought me here has started 35 years ago. As a little girl who grew up 1 hour south of Erie, I would have thought my life would take me to the corners of the earth and integrate my social and professional network worldwide. In order to get to this point, there were challenges. Many, many challenges. From inappropriate yelling from the stands, to being given an ultimatum to cut my hair, to having people marginalize my existence in the sport of wrestling. All of these challenges were faced head on. Wrestling and its challenges prepared me for life. Being a strong woman is about more than being independent and daring. It's about spreading love and warmth to others that only a woman sometimes can provide. It's about embracing all the strengths and values that strong women bring, while having a caring heart towards those you love and those you lead. It requires more than talent and drive. It requires a sense of calmness, a sense of worth, and it requires placing sincere value on those around you. Sport provides the building blocks for a healthy lifestyle by helping establish healthy habits, healthy relationships, and strong values. If we take what we learn on the playing field and apply it to our school, our work, or relationships, we enrich our homes, our neighborhoods, and our communities. Like I said, my journey began at the age of 5. It was 1987, and I asked my mom and dad to do what I had seen my brothers do. I asked them to participate in a male-dominant sport. I asked them if I could wrestle. And I stand here today, 35 years later, as the head coach of women's wrestling at Gannon University. At the age of 8, I qualified for the Pennsylvania Junior Wrestling State Tournament. But in order to participate, I would have to cut my hair, which would be halfway down my back at the time, to above my earlobes. I would do this without thinking twice. I didn't care about my hair. I loved wrestling. 20 years later, I coached Team USA in the 2012 Olympic Games in London, and again in Rio in 2016. It was at this time that her story was made when Olympian Helen Maroulis became America's first Olympic gold medalist in women's wrestling. For the first 14 years of my life of wrestling, including high school, I was the only girl on the team. I would often be alone in the locker room prior to practice, after practice, and for matches with no additional locker rooms available, I was usually directed to a bathroom where I would use a stall to change into my uniform. I went from being that to a member of the first ever group of full-time resident athletes at the Olympic Training Center, Colorado Springs, Colorado in 2002. My room and board, college classes, food, travel expenses, training, everything was taken care of. It was an amazing opportunity and honor. It was an opportunity that I'm extremely grateful for. My journey in sport has taken me from my hometown in Mercer County, Pennsylvania, to 34 countries throughout the world. It has enabled a small town girl to experience life as a global citizen. Sport is a part of me, of who I am. Joy and pain, victory and defeat, and extreme emotions are commonplace in sport. Young athletes experience extreme excitement and adversity on a regular basis. These experiences are not only fun and exhilarating, but they are necessary to fulfill your potential. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure, just as great people are formed through sport. Because of what I've endured, I've risen. Because of what I've experienced, I can inspire. Through wrestling, I have found confidence, belief in myself, as well as a strong sense of trust in those supporting me. It was at times a very individual journey, but because of those around me, I've been able to reach a high level. As you know, it takes a village. I've indeed been incredibly blessed with a community of support. Each table here is filled with very special people. However, there's a table here with a few people that hold a very special place in my heart. My mother, Nancy, who allowed me to try something different, taught me to seek adventure and spread my wings. She supported me, guided me, and encouraged me every step of the way. My grandmother, Louise, who never treated me differently because of the sport I chose, never tried to get me to do something different. My grandmother did what grandmothers do best. She showed me constant love, patience, and made me feel special, not because of what I did, but because of who I am. My Aunt Cindy, who has voiced countless prayers and has always been truly interested in my success. And my sister-in-law, Anna, who after joining our family, has seen her own life impacted by becoming a part of our wrestling family. Not here today is my sister, due to weather in Florida. My sister Amanda is a Gannon alum, class of 2003. Growing up, Amanda provided a healthy dose of competition at home. I looked up to her, and I remember the day I realized that she looked up to me. She wrote and submitted a piece called My Hero, a story based on my story. And that is a day that I will never forget. This past June, I had relied on her insight and experience as a collegiate student athlete at Gannon University. She encouraged me to go after the next level, to once again challenge myself and be a part of growth in women in sport. I didn't have sisters on the mat. However, fortunately, they were about as close as they could get. Some of my best friends became wrestling cheerleaders and team managers. Knowing that I had that support kept me in the sport. As a high school female on the boys wrestling team, to know they had my back and they were proud of me would help me continue to live out my passion. My teammates on the USA Cadet World Team have become lifelong friends after meeting at the age of 15. We first became pen pals. Some of us would reunite in Colorado Springs, training and competing together for another decade. They stood beside me on my wedding day, and even to this day, we are bonded, coaching alongside each other 25 years later. The strongest bonds are made in battle. We trained, fought, and pushed each other in all aspects of sisterhood to create a new era of women in sports. Off the mat, we celebrated and supported one another. We've all gone on to continue our professional careers. Some I will coach against this season. Others have gone to the highest ranks in business and have accomplished great things. One of my former opponents, Sally Roberts, founder and CEO of Wrestle Like a Girl, and I are now working side by side to grow women's wrestling. I am proud to say I know women in every field. The young women from the Cadet World Team are still now just a phone call away. They have gone on to become doctors, lawyers, CEOs, college coaches, professors, and we still reach out to one another from time to time. I am proud of us for what we are, but I'm most proud of how we are helping other young women develop the same values and principles the sport has taught us. As women, we have to be motivated to motivate one another. It's important that competition remains on the playing field and that we support and encourage each other after the final whistle blows. When it's a win-win, we all thrive. The community built around sport has been the greatest gift of all. Women supporting women leads to higher levels of confidence. Women are a community of support for others. Lifelong friendships and networking extends beyond the court or mat and well into our personal lives. If I need something, I know where to turn, my wrestling family. From business partners to gear suppliers to babysitters, just an open ear. Those former opponents, coaches, and ex-athletes are my go-to people. It's very important for women to have personal connections with people in their lives. I was very fortunate to have strong women and men to gravitate to lean on. Along the way, there were teachers and coaches that supported my passion and a huge positive impact on my life. They treated me fairly as another valued member of the team. If that support had not been there for me, I would not have continued to pursue my wrestling dreams. Wrestling has required and demanded commitment, dedication, discipline, and a lot of perseverance. To say I've had a few challenges is an understatement. Fortunately, I've had a strong support system. Had I not, there were too many times to count that I probably would have given in, switched courses, and life would be very different. I'm very blessed with the support that I've had along the way. Sport gives us a chance to find out who we are, what we're made of, and just as important, what we're capable of. It tests us, it challenges us, and at the same time fosters the most wonderful connections and bonds. Wrestling has given me hope, joy, passion, pain, setbacks, and more adversity than I can recall. I've felt victory as much as defeat. Sport humbles us all and gives us pride for who we are. I've never complained about what I didn't have. I dreamed of being on an all-girls high school team. Instead of dreaming, I created one at Wyoming Seminary, a team that was filled with individuals who came together to be the #1 high school girls wrestling team in the nation and arguably the world. This proves that nobody's going to give everything you want in life. You must go and take it or create it. Those young ladies took a risk and went out and pursued their destiny and created their dream. All they needed was a vision and support. They have all gone to have successful in the classroom and on the mat college, earning honor rolls, high honors, All-American status, and became national champions and world medalists. All because they took a chance and pursued their goals and passions instead of just dreaming. As a young girl, I watched my brother and his Clarion team throughout the season. Their energy, camaraderie was something I gravitated towards, I yearned for, and wanted to be a part of. I wanted that bond, that brotherhood, that sisterhood. I'm now in position to provide that college experience, that sisterhood, that high-level experience, and give that opportunity to pursue excellence to young women. Sport teaches life lessons that can't be read or heard about. They can only be obtained through first-hand experience. Sport gives us a moral compass and discipline. It ignites a competitive spark that we can use to fuel a wildfire. That it can light up a room, give direction and worth, provide hope, and fuel the biggest dreams. The impact sport has had on a person, a woman, is immeasurable. Being a female in a male-dominant sport was enough to be up against some pretty tough cultural challenges. Comments, looks, not to mention uniform modifications, weight and procedure adjustments, rules, terms, languages, you can imagine. For many other coaches, athletes, and parents, it was new and uncharted territory for most. And to me, I had the feeling like I had to be one of the boys, to be physical, not emotional. This resonated when I met Adeline Gray, Olympian, 6-time world champion. At age 16, I was impressed. She was 16. I was impressed by the amount of confidence she had at such a young age. Then I met her family. Being the oldest of 4 girls was quite a different experience than most. They provided a very healthy amount of competition in their family games and cards, and eventually would be each other's biggest fans. But those 4 girls gave each other so much love and grace and compliments that my head just got big and heart grew just being around them and spending time listening to them. Instead of busting each other's chops, as a lot of my male friends and I had done, they were so complimentary towards one another. And here I was, working so hard for my confidence. I thought, wow, if this is what happens when 4 girls work together, imagine with 8, 12, 24. Growing up, I didn't have many female role models in wrestling. I looked up to males in sport who overcame many obstacles and made a lot of sacrifices, and this set me up to be resilient and hardworking as well. Even though we're here today to celebrate women, the true mission is to have men and women respect and complement each other. Men and women both have many differences, but almost, mainly, a lot of similarities. Having the respect and partnership of many strong men in my life, from family to coaches, teachers, teammates, husband, was a huge benefit. Sport encourages athletes to be unique, diverse, and to be themselves. The more role models and examples that are in front of us show us how attainable goals are and shows us concrete evidence of how those who participate in sport make good employees, partners. Athletes acquire skill sets that cannot be learned by reading or researching, but only firsthand experience. We've had incredible growth in women's wrestling. In 2001, when I graduated high school, there were 5 colleges. Today we have over 150. The WCWA, which was our competition league, has now split divisions, and we are NCAA emerging sports status with a national championship. We have earned our respect. Growing women's wrestling is about building a culture of equality and respect. Since I was 5 years old, I've been taking the road less traveled. Respect through sport develops abilities, skills, and talents. I've been so fortunate to be on the big stage, such as the World and Olympic Games and NCAA championships. For me, the culminating point in my coaching career was in 2021 when I coached Team USA at the U20 Junior World Championships in Ufa, Russia. Together with my husband, 2 of our student athletes, Illinois natives, Karina and Kennedy Blades, earned bronze medals and gold medal. The Team USA won the first Junior World Team title in history by a thin margin. We are hearing these stories. These are 2 inner city girls who rose up and are on the World and Olympic stage, and they are in ASU, and they have NLI deals, and they are growing, and that's just a common thread. It's not just 50% of the population anymore. It's not uncommon. We've heard it a million times about the boys, and now we have girls doing the same thing. Big opportunities can yield huge results. Watching my brother at Clarion inspired me to wrestle. He is a champion of change, an advocate for creating opportunities for all. Sport provides 2 strong cornerstones, connection and competition. Women thrive in both, when balanced and supported. Women develop from both nature and nurture. Wrestling in all sports provides balance. Young women athletes are able to find their voice, to build confidence, exploring what our bodies and minds are capable of, any passion, dream, or hope. Women are becoming stronger, more confident, and well-respected. Brave girls become strong women. This leads to citizens who contribute to the community and productive members of society. These formerly timid, shy wrestlers, soccer players, and others are now influencing professional fields, startup companies, and organizations. When a woman feels safe, secure, her potential is limitless. Give us a chance, we'll show you. Whether you're the center fielder, the team manager, whether you are scoring the game-winning shot or keeping the stats, driving the van, cooking the meals, holding the trophy, or washing the uniform, to be around sport, to be a part of something bigger than yourself, rewards a level of gratitude only sport can provide. You never know what one chance, one word of encouragement, one opportunity will do. Like me, it can turn one table of love into a room full of tables and networks. Sport can be a game changer for a person, and one person can be a world changer. Sport gives us confidence, opportunity, and a healthy reality that we are here. We have a voice, we have respect, and we are capable. Sport is empowering. And why am I here today in Erie? Gannon was the first university in the state of Pennsylvania to offer women's wrestling as a varsity sport. I am very proud of that. That's a statement. Thanks to Lisa and the athletic department for making that statement 5 years ago. There was responsibility to keep that bar set high and continue on the path of opportunity. To the Erie Sports Center in Troy, thank you. His mission to provide to all and at the highest level in a healthy, safe, and family-friendly environment. Big thanks to Gannon Small Business Organization for networking and building these connections. A lot of support, a lot of equal and mutual respect, and growth mindset people are working together towards a great culture and better tomorrow. It's a recipe for success. Success on the playing field and in the classroom, life skills and lessons from the area can help and lead to a better life and a better tomorrow. Sport is empowering. Thank you.
We're not going to let Erin go anywhere. We want to know if any of you have questions for her before we head to lunchtime.
I'll be around.
Yeah, I love that, I love that.